shovel. She deep in the drip on the fella, I'm out with the steppers. 300K on the schedule, I pop out to Paris, I pop out to Italy, whoa. I got the energy woke, like I've been dealing and dope, I deliver the hope. My people needed the most, it's the reason I'm up in the soul. Niggas thought I was finished, still in the greatest condition. I look like I play for the winners, get put in the blender. Left for someone to consider, they found them in later December. This shit getting wicked, she wanna suck it and lick it and wobble and jiggle. This bitch in the soul. I had to get in that mode, she pretty and thinking she grown, can't leave it alone. I had to right some wrongs, I lean on a godly throne, it's where I belong. I keep it too real in these.
What's up, guys? I think I need to adjust my cam firstly, and secondly, I might stop streaming on Facebook. I think I want to try Twitch, and with Twitch I will just download videos and post on Facebook, because I've been getting notification from Facebook saying they're going to take down my streams, my old streams. They're going to take down like July something. I didn't read all the jargons, but I think it might be because I'm playing copyrighted music on my stream, but that is going to end anyway, as I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. But tonight we're just going to go on the chat real quick. So I'm going to play music, adjust my camera, share my link to other socials, and then we're going to get it. We're going to be talking about the charts, what has been happening in the chart lately, then what opportunities are there to take, some conversations, and we good. Yeah, so let's get it.
Baby, I really come trim like the Navy. I'm in the Mercedes, touching all on my little lady. She my little, my little baby. I'm dropping it daily. This shit go crazy, nigga. Flipping them pages. Benjamin Franklin's.
Yeah, my first drive in the Lambo, I hit the ends. I ain't no gang leader or member, shout out my friends. I'm really from my hood, I read up off a scan. Prayed to Janaza and told Fish and Jana we will meet again. It's the same me, same me with the same team. Half a million around my neck, it gave me
Let me share the link now.
Hard-headed nigga, I can't take heed. Bro told me take one, but I'ma take three. Bro, you know we made it out of my dog. Pray till I with Pee-wee, that's my mud dog. I fell for her again, she had me stuck, dog. You're talking way too fast, I'm on some drugs, love. Awkward conversations with Gotti, he on the run. You came out to the charts, then OTR, it's been 2 months. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's done. Freestyling on the PJ, it's so weird. Look outside the window, see my future so clear. 29, my chain be whiter than some Luveneers. I'ma give another back to Palestine soon as this milli clears. It's the way you mix the Lulu and the Louis, and your hair drop to your ass, you don't reply.
So I'm trying to share.
I know you hate me, but the truth is
I'm trying to share the link.
Didn't manipulate
my
or use you. I just got to the love one there and it's not mutual. And it's funny how the things they hate about you makes them lose you. It's the things they'll miss the most about you when it is your funeral. I'm in Chanel in the back room, that's my usual. Different sort of flex, I'm playing DBE in the shop, I'm on the Bluetooth. 600,000 spent just in Jan. It's my letter to the streets. With killers and they from E. Bow, wipe you off your feet. I'm gonna go around the sheep. They tryna put me on a tee. Praying Fajr early morning, tears rolling down my cheek. Gotta make it to Jannah, Allah knows. It's so peak. Never been dishonorable, nigga, that ain't me. Never fuck my niggas, ladies, brody, that ain't Pete. Never forget who put the burners in the team. One other one, oh my bro, that's what it's supposed to be. Working on myself, this coding boosts my self-esteem. Coco Chanel, I don't pay to fuck, they fuck for free. I took my chains off, now I'm playing in my league. Big whips I be in, darling, I don't ever need to leave. Push the start, skirt, skirt, got me speeding. Push the start, skirt, skirt, now it's easing. I was so wild, back right up my feet. But I'm feeling like I'm good and there's a reason. Feeling like I'm good and there's a reason.
My account like them jerseys in Boston. Caught my way out of ghetto apartments. Usually rap about struggles and facing them L's, but lately ain't taking that often. Know some niggas that struggle for public opinion and bitches that shit gonna cost you. How I feel to go broke on that road you pave while knowing you ain't never walk it. Overpay me like I'm tryna Parsons. Blessings as long as that creek out in Dawson's. I can't complain about troubles, I solved them. Struggle got smaller and smaller and smaller till I hit the target.
This music
The
I
money
just
and
heard
fame
today.
is cool, but happiness is when you.
I want to share that music first. I love music. Whatever I do, yeah. So I just heard this music and I like it. While I finish posting my link to. No, not this one. Come on. No. Yep. I love this shit.
Poppin' Lil Woe. Back in the bitty, it's up in this litty. It's really just me. I'm gifted, I'm picky. I want it, I get it. No problem, no biggie, you know. Poppin' my shit like I'm done being humble. I still do them numbers, they prayin' I fumble. Turn up the heat like I know we gon' bubble. Back on my grizzly, it's all off the muscle. What's so many hats is the struggle to juggle. Don't care who don't like it, your feathers get ruffled. The legend from Florida, on piece of that puzzle, you know. The bigger the risk, the bigger reward. The tougher the journey, the harder I'm going. They hated on Jesus, I'm already knowing. But God never will leave you, never forsake me. Starving the flesh, I'm back to the basics. Out of the matrix, fast and sacred. Ooh. Hold on, yeah. Hustle, I got this shit off the muscle. I bet on myself and my profit got double this levels. They wanna speak on the bezel, but rock.
I bet on myself, my profit got double. That's some lines right there. Alright, it's been a minute. Facebook Live. Like I said, I think I'm going to start going live on Twitch. And until then, we're here. A quick look at what the chart is saying, and we're gonna kick it. By the way, I have a YouTube right now. Nothing serious, just kicking it with my friends, talking about Forex trading, talking about some psychology about trading and all that. And then I took a couple days off the charts. It's been a crazy month. My PNR is not looking good. PNL is not looking good right now. But we still have to set some motion. And that's what matters. So quickly, we're going to be looking at some of what market is doing, what I've been looking up in the chart, breaking down the way I look at the chart for traders that are watching this right now. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing on the live right now. So by the way, I have a 6 weeks course I put together for anyone that is trying to learn anything about trading, right? Because I know the struggles that I went through on my own, and basically I just put this together for everyone that might want to keep not knowing what to do. You're starting out, what to read, just the basic stuff really. So let's get down to it. One of the pair I think I might start looking at more is JPY. And the reason why I say I might be looking at this pair more is because of how it just aligns with how I see the chart right now. I won't say strategy, that's the word I should use, but just with this little that I know about the market, how I can see it and how this particular pair is kind of like in sync. I'm gonna have to do some back testing on this pair. I mean, just to try out my strategy on the past data in the chart. I might do that, and I have this feeling that it will be to have like 50 to 50% win rate with this pair. And if that is possible, I might put this pair on my favorite list and trade it for the whole of July. And yeah, let's just get to it. So what I saw on GBP/JPY, I said I'm going to be showing you how I actually look at the chart, how I analyze from top down, right? So this is how I look at the chart. And okay, let me talk to you before I go on with that. Something I want to talk to you about. Let me bring my face up. So thing is, when it comes to the chart, there are a lot of ways to look at it, right? Some will say, oh, we are retail traders, we are smart money, we are this, we are that, all of that. They all have what they've seen in the chart and how they can interpret the information that is being printed by price, right? So when it comes to how one person look at it, whatever name they give it, it shouldn't be looked at as, oh, that person don't know anything about what trade and all that. No, that shouldn't be the case. Instead, the case should be, what is the win rate of how this person trades? How, let's say somebody's a smart money trader right now, or they trade the chart like this, they look for this, they look for that. So how good are they with what they do and how they do it? That is how you are able to know, okay, this is good, this is not really performing well based on statistics and results from people. However, the same strategy in the hands of two people might show absolutely different results. Why? Because they are two different people psychologically. The way they handle these things are different from the way the next person is going to handle it, right? So I might be using the same strategy as the biggest trader I know right now, but I don't have the same win rate like this particular trader. I think a place of the psychology of a trader also plays a big role. That being said, because let's get back to the chart, which is why we are here. All right, so what I do is to go to bigger time frame, say like GBP/JPY, for example, and I try to go to higher time frame. Sometimes I go even to the monthlies. I don't think I looked at the yearly chart before. I go to the monthly at most and try to just see with my bare eyes. I don't trade with indicators or whatever. I'm trying to see like, oh, okay, this is it. So what can I do? What am I seeing based on my experience? By the way, since it's a stream, I think I want to go live on Instagram as well and show my screen. So probably set up my tripod for that. But I will leave you guys with music. If you're watching this right now, I apologize, but I need to kill three birds with one stone. I'm going to be editing my social media reels from this particular video. I'm going to post it on my YouTube, so I might as well make the best of it. So just give me a minute, rock with me. It's going to be an interesting one this evening, I promise you. So let's get some music in. I like this particular song. I think this is what I'm going to play again.
You don't know no business, that's 60 or better. We never tripping, I never don't fuck with them people, they jealous, we been getting cheddar. She digging me like a shovel, she deep in the drip on the fella. I'm out with the steppers, 300K on the schedule, I pop out to Paris, I pop out to Italy, whoa. I got the energy woke, like I've been dealing and dope, I deliver the hope. My people needed the most, it's the reason I'm up in the soul. Niggas thought I was finished, still in the greatest condition. I look like I play for the winner, get put in the blender. Left for someone to consider, they found them in later December. This shit getting wicked, she wanna suck it and lick it and wobble and jiggle. This bitch in her snatching her soul. I had to get in that mode, she pretty and thinking she grown, can't leave it alone. I had to right some wrongs, I lit on a godly throne, it's where I belong. I keep it too real in these songs, my people say let it be known. One of the greatest, that is not up for debate. And I'm in my own lane and it's vacant, don't get me mistaken. Really been him since a baby, I really come trim like the Navy. I'm in the Mercedes, touching all on my little lady. She my little, my little baby, I'm dropping it daily. This shit go crazy, nigga. Flipping them pages, Benjamin Franklin's.
Yeah, my first drive in the Lambo, I hit the ends. I ain't no gang leader or member, shout out my friends. I'm really from my hood, I read up off a scan. Pray this janaza and told fish in Jana, we will meet again. It's the same me with the same team. Half a million round my neck, it gave me brain freeze. Hard-headed nigga, I can't take heed. Bro told me take one, but I'ma take three. Bro, you know we made it out the mud, dog. Pray till I with Pee-wee, that's my mud, dog. I fell for her again, she had me stuck, dog. You're talking way too fast, I'm on some drugs, love. Awkward conversations with Gotti, he on the run. You came out to the charts, then OTR, it's been 2 months. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, it's done. Freestyling on the PJ, it's so weird. Look outside the window, see my future so clear. 29, my chain be whiter than some souvenirs. I'ma give another back to Palestine soon as this milli clears. It's the way you mix the Lulu and the Louis, and your hair drop to your ass. You don't reply because you're bougie. I know you hate me, but the truth is I didn't manipulate or use you. I just clocked that the love weren't there and it weren't mutual. And it's funny how the things they hate about you makes them lose you. It's the things they'll miss the most about you when it is your funeral. I'm in Chanel in the back room, that's my usual.
Yo, what's good? So, sorry Facebook, I had to take a minute to set up my Instagram live. I hope you enjoyed the music I was playing though. Yeah, so what's up Instagram? It's a minute, and what I'm doing tonight is just looking at the way I look at the chart, and I think I should share that. And earlier I was saying on Facebook that it's the way everybody look at the chart is different. Just like in life, when the way we deal with things, the same world we are living in, but we deal with things differently. We see things differently. There are many strategies and styles on how to look at the charts, right? So when you see somebody look at the charts in a different way, it's not about, oh, maybe they know how to trade or not. The question is, how much money are they making? How successful? Not really money. That sounds lame. How successful are they with the strategy on how they look at the market? How consistent are they doing it? And that is how to check that out. So that being said, I'm going to be looking at the chart. This pair GBPJPY, I think I like what I'm seeing on it. I already did some analysis, but I want to go back on how I arrived at what I arrived at. The trade I took on it earlier was a loss, and how what we could have avoided, what we could have done better on this particular pair. So that's it. So let's get to it. What I do is to go on, say, monthly time frame, and on the monthly time frame, I'm just trying to see with my naked eye like what is going on, right? So with that being seen, the first thing I do is to change the chart to a line graph. Yeah, might sound strange to some traders right now, but yeah, the first thing I do is to check out, okay, what are these line graphs doing? Because the line graph shows the close of the market per the time frame. So that way, the close area where the market closed is very important to me, my strategy, because they speak a lot of language, right? So once I see that, I'm trying to put these lines at areas where this close happen multiple times, popularly known as maybe a support area or a resistance area, right? Or some strategy calls it psychological area. So that is how I find mine. And once I'm done with trying to find that, go back to a candlestick, and you can see we have this a little bit structured. If we didn't have that, the chart looks like this. With that, we have some area to reference where we are trying to make decisions, because the strategy is I never I should never don't let me say I never, because sometimes I've broken my own rules, and that is like the saddest thing yet on this journey. I've broken my own rules multiple times, and every time I did, I get bitter for it. But it gets better actually. It gets better actually. So what I do is these support areas or the resistance area, whichever the case may be, is where I'm going to be taking decisions from. And the ones that I pick on the higher time frame, I try to reference them more than the ones on the lower time frame. So from monthly chart, we try to take it down to weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, what we are trying to find out is what is more dominant, like currently, right? For weeks, we've been having this go just bullish, 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 bullish. Okay, we're going to keep that in mind. And when you look at the chart from around here, this was the last time we touched this area. Not really the last time, we had a touch here as well. The market have been making a lot of moves. This is a big, because by the time the market only printed this side, let me pick my demonstration tool. I wish I could be playing some music on the background right now. Demonstration. Demonstration. Yeah. At the extreme right here, when we had all this push, you might think, oh, this trend is over. We are going down, 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 right? Because that is what is happening at this time. Anybody that was trying to buy when this was happening might just keep eating losses. Well, on the lower time frame, they might be getting some profit actually. Just day traders trying to I need to adjust this camera, guys. My tripod is right in front of my chair. Oh, I think that's better. Okay, so everybody that was trying to buy when this was happening was probably just taking loss during all of this. But what this area does is that it helps us make decisions based on, oh, if you had already made some action around here and this place was supposed to be resistance became a support, can we try to sell down to the next support and try to buy there? So that reduces the risk because we are only going to make decisions around those areas, right? So on the daily, we come down to the daily. The line that is most important from what I've drawn from the monthly time frame are the ones that are around the current price area, one close to it, one above it, one below it. Those are where we are trying to look at to get opportunities with the little fund that we have brought into the market, right? So that is what we do. And on the daily, I can see structures everywhere. If I start analyzing them, from here it was just pure downtrend. This was massive. And then every time that the chart goes down, there is a reaction around some of these blue lines that we have drawn here. There was a reaction here. When the market left here on the daily, where did it go to next? It went to this reaction here. When it broke here, where did it go to again? There was some reaction here. And once it finished there, where did it go to again? We had this area. So you can see that those areas are actually strategically placed because they are very important. They are a point of interest, so to say. But for those traders that are smart money traders or ICT, I might not be using the term correctly in what they call it, but that is what I also call it in my own strategy. So we have that. And once this happened, just a touch on this line, we had this reaction back up into here, some reactions here, back up into here, and then some in the middle didn't touch here, then you get. So now this on its own is already looking like a retracement of all of this massive run that happened, and it kept going. If I were to analyze this pullback, I use Fibonacci too. Let me drag this to the extreme right. I don't have the replay function yet. Man, I can't pay for that subscription yet. Maybe when I do. So I would have put this as my top swing high and swing low like that, and just waiting for retracement to happen into some of my premium area. Man, that is advanced. If you want to know more about that, we can chat, but let me just leave that down. So I see that it keep making new high, higher low, higher high, right? And then it made a low here that took out this low. That to me is already showing me some signal of, okay, maybe we might not make a new high, to this previous place. But mind you, this is daily. I'm only analyzing it like this because it's in the past for me to get quickly to the drama that is going to happen in front of it, right? I just want to understand what the trend is doing. So this swing here came back up but didn't make a new high. Ooh, okay, maybe we are not going higher than there. Maybe we are going to make a new low when we try to swing down there, right? And we started having all that. This failed as well to make a new low. Okay, maybe you want to come back and make a new high, right? But you didn't make this one, so this had become a protected high if you fail, which happened here a little bit, came down, a retracement, and then we made a new low. Oh, okay, maybe that had already established that we are done retracing. We are done this. We are not going higher again. This retracement is complete. So probably this support area is legit. Are we pushing down, right? So we made a new low, and it couldn't make a new high here, which might be tricky because the high that we might be concerned about right now might be this one for us to change our bias. Until then, we are going to find short opportunity. Basically, that's what you think. So this came lower but didn't take this low. Okay, are you trying to push above or make another new low, right? So the probability that we're already following here is already indicating that we are trying to shoot lower, right? But this is where the work begins as we approach the current market condition, which is what I'm going to bring you up to date on. What decisions I will look at on the lower time frame to ascertain what I'm trying to do on this particular pair, right? So now, when we had this push down that made a new low, taking out all of these previous lows, right? What do we expect the market to do? We expect it to push back, but we don't know how further it's going to push back, right? So on a lower time frame, we might see opportunities that in the meantime can give us a buy while we wait for the pushback and just get positions, or we are going to try to catch a continuation of a retracement. So once we make this new low and we're waiting for a retracement, my Fibonacci tool is going to take this as a swing high, swing low, and I'm going to be looking at 50%, 61%, or 78%. Mind you, this was what I saw. This was why I took some losses, right? The 78.6 area seems to have printed what they call a block. That's what I call it too, right? This colored candle that is looking hard between these two before this big print is there. So I'll wait for that. So I'm waiting for price to push, get here, mind you, and start selling, because that is what my strategy is. I don't know what is going to happen in the future. This is what I would expect to do in this chart, right? So if I had entered a position and it prints a little bit, that was about how much? How many pips down? If we entered from that area, would that's a lot of pips. That's like 200 pips. You know, we're on daily. That's for 3 days. It kept pushing down, right? We might have taken partials, closed positions, entered again, or have one position swing through. And if we have that one position, we are going to have moved our stop loss above our entry. So it's a risk-free trade. But this is what now the market printed. It came back to entry, and the stop loss would have been above here, above this block right here for a conservative one, or above this resistance area for a wider stop loss, right? But mind you, if this should break, where do we think the market is going next? Either this zone or aiming higher into some of the blocks that were just tapped like once, right, to retest them and start pushing, right, or break them and continue higher. So we want to see what the market will do. So once this hit our stop loss, there is no decision here. Let it go. We are waiting for structure again to form, right? So that was the decision would have made using the daily time frame. Now, why the daily time frame? The only reason we use the lower time frame is to get a more closer entry because of the market size, because of the account size, and if we had a bigger account, like let's say a 100K account on a prop firm that allows you risk up to 5% daily, and of course you're not going to be risking the whole 5%, maybe you're risking like 2% of it, we could have such stop losses. But mind you, that still doesn't guarantee 100%. It just gives your account the room to breathe, right? So now once this broke, it took out this eye, right? If we go to lower time frame, you would see that this is already in itself forming momentum for like a bullish, but behind our mind we know on the bigger time frame that the market is likely to shoot down based off trend. So let's go to 4 hours and look closely into what decisions might be after this was taken. So after this was taken, right, he headed and took out this eye, but came to this blue line. Now this blue line is our resistance that we are working with. We've been working with from when price started printing around it, right? So only and only if we have an engulfing candle close above here, like massive close above that area, before we decide, oh, okay, this might now be going up, right? Because when that happens and a bullish engulfing candle, that is a big ass candle, closes here, we are not even going to get a position from there. We are going to wait for it to come back and turn this area into a support. Once that happens, we can try trailing from here to here, which is another 432 pips. That could take like a week, it could take like 2-3 weeks, but we know that this is direction the market might want to go. But then we didn't have a bullish engulfing candle close above that area and market starts to dump. Mind you, when it came from here down to here, what did it do? It found support here at an area where it had broken out, which was where we were already trading down, right? So the support, when it got here, the support became, the resistance here became a support, and we had a retest. So for the mini time trading of trade that we get in today and get out tomorrow, this is a good buy signal right there. Absolutely. If I break it down on how to get entry here, it's your stop loss will just be somewhere below this low here, and but that is not what we are looking at on this pair right now, right? So now this came back and retested. This was where I was expecting that, okay, since you're not closing above this area, maybe you're just going to dump. Can I start selling? When I came into the chart on Monday was what day? I've lost track of time, really. But Monday was, let me check my calendar. Monday was 16th, right? So this new week was when I started to trade this pair, and on the 16th, yeah, right here where I have this drawing, this was 16th actually. What I'd analyzed a night before, I think I have screenshots of that actually. What I analyzed is that okay, this failed at this area again. We didn't have a bullish candle close above there. In fact, what we had was this big print that pushed down, and a retest on the block on lower time frame that was formed there back into this place. It failed to push up, and then we had this bam. So what was I expecting? I was expecting that market will come to push up and not make a new high or bounce off this area and start to sell. So what did I do? I was waiting for a bounce off from this blue, and this is it. I think I took my entry on 15 minutes actually, but this is what happened on the 30 minutes time frame. Come on, right? Ideally, a short entry. I told you in the beginning of the stream that I've broken a lot of my rules, and that is what I think is the down it's still holding me down from being greater than this right now, and which I'm going to learn and scale through this, because that is what trading is actually. So this formation needs to change character. It needs to stop showing me higher high and higher low, because even a blind man can see what is going on in this whole area, right? So for it to confirm my bias of a short time trend or resumption of the downtrend, this character has got to change. So ideally, I was expecting that we have a break below this area, a retest, and then we start to sell. But you know now, greed, greed and FOMO, we not let man rest. So when I saw this, I'm like, market will break it. Let me just make an entry. Guys, I made an entry. This support held, and the market pushed and broke it. Took a loss, blew one of my prop firm accounts with 10 trade, which was very sad actually. I took break from the chart like 2-3 days. Like, damn, this is heartbreaking. So this happened, and let me take you back to higher time frame, because this is still pure speculations, right? There are some data fundamentally that are going to be released. There's a lot of things going around the world right now. There is war, there is the tariff thing going on. So these fluctuations are going to also affect what the market might do. So sometimes your technicals might not just be technical enough, right? So what we had here at this blue area is that we started having bullish candles close above it, right? Now, that should indicate that we want to ride the market higher, right? And this trend line that I have here, if extended, is going to look somewhat like this. So if I was in the market and I didn't take a break, what would I have done? I might have taken a loss here again, because according to my strategy, this is a retest. We should start buying up, right? But there is still no entry signals here, because when the market got there, so if I had waited for some other signals, I might still not have entered yet. What I'm seeing here is that market is no longer making new high. It's not forming on a lower time frame. If we go there, we won't see this kind of formation yet. The higher high, higher low thing. We won't have started seeing stuff like this. And until we start seeing stuff like this before we try to change the bias, right? So that failed, and fundamental came out. We had this week under this blue, and we had this print. You see, this print is the one that changes the whole scenery of what was going on here. So once I woke up, and I woke up today, I think it should be today, right? 17th, yesterday, then 18th was around here, right? So once we see this, it's already showing us sign. Now, this goes back to what we had expected the charts to do previously. Break below here, and let's see if we can get some entry, right? Good enough, the market actually printed massive candles and broke down there. On a lower time frame, you would see that it had already started making this movement had already started. That is signal enough, right? There is no need to sweat it. So once that happened and we had this push down and a retest on that line, that would have been a good re-entry, but I was busy sucking my wound from blowing one account, so I wasn't looking. So the market had all of this print down. When I woke up today and I saw that we had already broken here, the next area that should be like a mini support area also didn't hold. We had a breakthrough it, and we had something like a retest into that area. Once the market starts to weak, an entry here, stop loss on a lower time frame above here or above here would have given you a very good entry. Or when the market pushed down and retested this area again inside this area of support, creating all of these rejections another signal. So this was where I entered 3 positions, and I did like 7k on this position today. So 10 lot size on a 100k account actually. So we had that, and this printed good enough. Guess what? Where did it come to? Where we had already projected analysis from. So this in my books is rinsed. What is the English? Is done and dusted. I'm supposed to delete this and try to look at the chart for new formations, because all we have looked at is done here. Now back to what we had expected, or what we are looking at on the daily. This is still giving a bullish trend, right? In the minute time frame, we're able to trade that for a short because we came into a resistance area that we have been around for a bit, right? So since we don't, on the daily, we don't have a daily candle close above there, and the last time this big candle printed, it kind of like, in my own books, it kind of like changed some character here. So what will we be looking at? Look at those rejections that are back to back. This one. We'll pay attention to that very well. So we want to see what the market is going to do around this area. 1, or on a 1 hour, because we already have some trend and the candles are now getting shorter and shorter and shorter, showing weakness of this push down, right? And since we are around this area that changed character for this leg that we have up, is it possible that this might hold and start pushing back up? 1, that's bias number 1. That are we going to have something like this, maybe this, and this, and just like that? Or we are going to have this guy come into this line we have here, retest maybe into here or even higher, and come down into that area. Which is most likely to happen? That is where we are going to like position ourselves and try to get some opportunity. So what will I be looking at when the market opens later? Either we have a massive print down and a retracement. It can even come higher into here for some manipulation reasons and print down. But until I see for a